Hi, my name's David Thomas. I am a co-founder of an adaptive ski program down here in South Louisiana called the Ski-Dawgs Adaptive Water Skiing. And we take people with disabilities out during the summer and go skiing. I've been adaptive water skiing for about 30 years now. Life before my injury, I was 15 whenever I had it, right before my sophomore year of high school. Before my accident, I only wanted to join the military. If that didn't pan out, my alternative plan was to do carpentry and construction work. My injury happened August 24th, 1985. I had built a kind of a trapeze type of swing in the backyard, and I was swinging on that, and I was swinging getting pretty high. When I would get to the top of the apex of the swing, I would flip over the bar and swing back. And as I went up one time, instead of going all the way over the bar, I stopped about halfway, and I'm just hanging upside down from the bar. And when I swung back, the rope broke. It threw me a good distance. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and I couldn't feel my lower part of my body, really from my chest down. My arms were burning. At that point, I knew something was wrong. And a buddy of mine came over and was going to roll me over. But I told him, I said, no, don't touch me. And he had to go get my mother. Ended up in the hospital. To get back to, I guess, as close to normal as you can say, the first thing was to get back to school. My accident was in August. I was in hospital and rehab until the middle of December. So I was out of school for that whole year. Getting back to school was a big boost, getting back into that routine, being around other people, doing what a normal 16-year-old would do at that point. Wasn't socializing a lot outside of school because I was still worried about different things and all happening because of my disability. So a big part of it was just time. People that were close to me not giving up and saying, hey, come on, let's go do something. And, getting out and doing it. I am a C5 incomplete quad. I have pretty good arm movement, no finger movement, weak triceps. I am able to use my legs just enough. I can tighten the muscles up to where I can use my legs whenever I'm trying to transfer into the bed and into the vehicles, things like that. Well, after my accident, just about every relationship changed some. My close friends, they accepted it. They still helped me out, and they came over to the house and I went over theirs. We were a tight-knit group in my neighborhood. But a lot of friends didn't know how to react. Coming to grips with my disability for me wasn't as hard as it has been for others. It's still an ongoing process, to be sure. There are days and times when I get aggravated and frustrated, but every time something come up, I just pushed on through. For me, one of the things that really helped me when I had my injury was the fact that there was 5 of us in rehab together. We were all 15, 16 years old at the time. We played jokes on each other, and we had a lot of fun. There was a guy in there. His name was Joe Cummings. We were in ICU together. For a long time after we got out of the hospital, I really didn't want to think about him or the rehab. So I didn't contact him for a long, long time. And then we got back in touch probably about 20 years ago, I guess. We would talk back and forth all the time. I came to understand it really helps to be able to talk with people that have that shared experience, especially people that not only know what you went through, but went through it with you. I would have to say that one of my most surprising is the fact that I got it back into water skiing. I had always loved skiing. My grandfather owned a campground, and I spent summers down there, and it was right on the river. People were always skiing. So I started skiing from like when I was 8 years old. And after my accident, that's one of the first things I wanted to do. I wanted to get back into it. And one day, some friends of mine pulled out this old wooden ski board. It's like a 5-foot long piece of plywood with the front curved up. When I saw it, it was like a light just went off. And I was like, well, I could use that to get back to skiing. I got this little folding beach chair that only sits about 4 inches off the ground. I bolted that to the ski board, and that's how I started. And then a friend of my cousins saw me, and we started modifying it in different ways. Ended up completely fiberglassing it. I designed and had a new seat made for it. And it went from me just being drug around while sitting on this to where I was actually holding the rope and able to ski myself. That was one of my bigger accomplishments that really surprised me that I was able to. The other one was driving again. I didn't need much. I just needed a regular set of hand controls and the steering aid. My first truck was an 88 S10. We took the bench seat out and put bucket seats in. I've got a little hot rod truck now. It's a 69 C10. It's got a 350 V8 in it. I love getting out in that truck and driving it. It's so much fun. For the last 22 years, I've worked as a drafter. I'm now a senior drafter at Stennis Space Center. We test all the rocket engines for the old space shuttle and for the new SLS space launch system. You know, it's really satisfying when you get to go out and watch a rocket test fire, and to know that when we finally do get back to the moon, I'm going to have a hand in that. One of the things I've wanted to do for a long time is I'd love to go skydiving. I'd also love to travel more. I've been able to travel a little bit with work, but I'd like to be able to travel for vacation. My advice to anybody after a spinal cord injury is don't give up, be active. Right now, we live in a world to where you literally have the world at your fingertips with your phone or a computer. There are ways of doing just about everything that you would want to do. Well, some people think that the only thing that I think about is walking, and that's all that I really want. It's not really that high on my list anymore. My main goal and my main focus now is just living the best life I can with what I have. I'm able to drive. I'm able to get out and be active. I have some good friends that I'm able to do things with. There's not much more I could want as far as that goes. So now I just want to be as good of a person as I can and do what I can to try and help others.